What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anthony and this is Watch With Me. Today we got a pretty cool topic, a topic I wish I watched many years ago, and that is my 5 tips on how to start collecting watches, things you should do, things you should avoid. Before we dive into that, of course, a wristwatch check. Today I am wearing my Panerai 312, the biggest watch I own and definitely the toughest watch I own as well. You know what? I haven't been wearing it lately. I'd say I probably have only worn it maybe 5 or 6 times in the last 4 months. But you know what? Every time I wear it, I think I need to wear it more. So now this is my second day wearing it, and I'm going to continue to do so for, I think, another week. But enough of my watch. Let's get into the topic. Alright, so number 1 on the list is probably a bit of a no-brainer, but it is get out there and try on some watches. If you're fortunate enough to be in a very large city like New York, you can go into Manhattan where they have many different standalone watch boutiques. Like, for instance, they have the Breitling flagship, IWC, Panerai, Breguet, Blancpain, and many more. The thing I like about boutiques is they specialize in the product, so the product knowledge is very good, and their focus is also on educating the consumer, so they don't mind if you go in there and ask many different questions. If you don't have that, obviously search and see your closest authorized retailer that carries the most. What I recommend is if you do go to an authorized retailer, try going in during the week before noon. It will be a bit slower. The salesperson will be much more likely to show you around, show you the watches that you're interested in, and answer the questions you might have. If you go later in the day or weekends, a lot of retailers are working on commission, and let's face it, you might be kind of eating up their time and where they could be earning for their family. So number 1 on the list is just go out and try on watches. You know what? You're really not going to know whether you like a watch or not if you just see it online. You need to see it on the wrist. This Panerai, for instance, I've seen it so many times where I've even taken a photo of it on my wrist and it looks ridiculous. But for some reason, when I put it on, I love how it feels and I love how it looks, and it's going to really educate you on what you're looking for in a watch. So go out there and try on some watches. Number 2, once you've tried on the watches out there, you're going to get an idea of what you like. Start researching those brands. The internet is such an amazing place to educate yourself on different watch brands. I recommend going to blogs like Hodinkee, or even just going to the particular website of the brand you're looking at and educating yourself on the history. It's going to allow you to fall a little bit more in love with the brand and really appreciate it that much more, not just for its aesthetics, but where they've come from in the past and where they might be going for in the future. Other than blogs and websites, kind of a thing of the past, but watch forums are absolutely amazing. I used to be part of the Breitling source, which is obviously geared towards Breitlings. Also Paneristi, which obviously for Panerais. And then there's also one of my favorites, the Rolex forums, which obviously mainly focuses on Rolex, but does have subcategories from many different watch brands. And obviously the big one, Time Zone. Check these out. Facebook is also a great place where they have many different watch communities where you can kind of interact a little bit easier and ask questions that you might not know. So number 2 on the list is educate yourself based on what you've tried on and what you like. Number 3 is kind of what not to do, and that is don't go on Instagram and base what you like on what these influencers are wearing or what's getting the most likes out there. There's kind of 2 polar opposites here. One, you could be going and saying, oh, I want a 5711 Nautilus because this is what everyone wants, and that's what I'm going to get. And if I can't afford it, I'm either going to buy a replica or get the closest thing to it. I don't think that's the way to go. And the other way, if you watch any other YouTube video, you probably see 2 different brands, Vincero and Movement watches, and they're forcing these junk watches down your throat. They range from like $100 to $300. In my opinion, they are dog. Sorry for my language, but is a total marketing machine behind it, and that's what's driving them to be so successful. So number 3 would be avoid the pitfalls of social media driving you to kind of go one of 2 ways, which is ultra high-end hype beast watches right now, or going to the absolute junk entry-level stuff that all these people on YouTube are being paid to kind of shove down your throat. Number 4 is, if you can't afford these watches, first I would go towards micro brands. Micro brands is such an amazing way to really get top quality materials, wonderful designs, and very exclusive product at a much more affordable price point. My good friend John Keel, owner and operator of WatchGauge, specializes in just micro brands. I'll leave a link down below to his website. He's also one of my partners on the Watch With Us YouTube channel, which if you haven't checked that out already, I'll leave a link down to my other page as well. But WatchGauge specializes in micro brands. Now, you know what? This is a fantastic way to decide, do I want to spend $8,000 on a Rolex Submariner? First, go get a micro brand watch that is going to be a little bit different than maybe a Rolex Submariner, but they're using sapphire crystals, ceramic bezels, you know, either Miyota movements or ETA movements, 316 grade stainless steel, a great quality watch, but for around $500 or $600. They're not spending millions and millions of dollars in advertising, and in essence, when you buy the watch, you're not paying for that advertising. So it's a great way, if you don't have the money, buy the watch. It's a great watch, and it kind of lets you decide, when you do have thousands of dollars to spend on that watch, do you want to go towards that particular watch, that dive watch or something like that? And number 5 on my list is, this is an amazing hobby. Don't get so caught up on resale value and turning it into a business, or, you know, just flexing for the gram. It's an awesome hobby, and it doesn't matter what you buy if you enjoy it. I don't care if it's $10, $50, or $5,000 or $500,000. I can appreciate any watch, and most of all, I can appreciate when anyone likes watches, and it's just to be able to connect with the person and share the passion that we have for watches. That's what it's really all about. It's not about having the watch that no one else can have, and you know what, just getting a couple likes on Instagram. But yeah, that's really it. Those are 5 tips I wish I knew before I started collecting. I'm 34 years old. I've been collecting watches since I was around 19. So a decent amount of time in this industry of collecting and also working. And those are 5 tips that I wish were passed down to me, and now I'm passing them down to you. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Let me know you enjoyed the content. And as always, guys, leave any comments down below. What are some other tips that you would give to a new watch collector? Or what would you tell yourself, many years ago when you first started collecting? But that's it, guys. Stay tuned. We're almost at 400 subs. Soon I'm going to be doing a video on what I'm going to be doing at the 500 sub giveaway, and kind of an update to my channel where we're going from there. But that's it, guys. Until next time, take it easy.